Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ria and today we're doing a pick a card reading and I will describe what you physically look like in detail. The cards are going to be numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4. What I would like you to do right now is close your eyes, take a big deep breath, think of yourself, your physical features, what you look like. Take another big deep breath, and when you are ready, open your eyes. The very first place that your eyes go to, that is the answer to your question. I get asked a lot, what if I'm stuck between two different decks? No, just pick one, just one answer. I am available for private readings. All that info will be in the description box down below. If you haven't picked your cards yet, pause this video, but we're gonna go ahead and get started. So, if you picked number 1, we have King of Pentacles, Dreams, Seeing the True You, and Big Bold Vision. Okay, so today, because we're looking at physical features, we're not going to look at the meaning of the cards, but more about the artwork on the cards. So the very first thing is the King of Pentacles, right? The King of Pentacles, this is the one I will reference, its meaning, is an earth sign. So this could be a Taurus or somebody that has a bit of a bigger, fuller build. You know, they're more muscular, or their muscles are bigger, or they're bigger boned. This is somebody who also probably has like a more olive or darker skin tone. Somebody with a very, very strong jawline. We see this with Big Bold Vision, a very square, pronounced jawline with very high cheekbones and defined cheekbones. Also, whenever in this particular reading, it's coming through a very square forehead as well. We also get this card, Dreams, and she has beautiful wavy curly hair. You could have wavy curly hair as well. In this card, this person has kind of reddish hair. I feel like if you're watching this, you either have like jet black hair, or maybe you dye it and it has a more auburn red tone to it. If you picked number 1 as well, I would say you're not super tall, so more of an average to shorter height. This is also somebody who has maybe lacks curves in the waist, more of a barreled, thicker stomach area and chest. This is somebody also who bulks up very easily. So if you are more fit or more muscular, your shoulders will be much more pronounced, bigger calf muscles. You're very sturdy, very thicker person in a good way, with an olive skin tone, square jaw lines. I'm gonna go for more of dark brown eyes, a more pointy straight nose. I also feel that if you picked number 1, you could have, if you're a female, a smaller chest, and if you're a male, this might be kind of contradictory, but a more pronounced chest. So if you picked number 1, that is how I would describe you. You're probably somebody who has smaller hands, not as long of like the fingers and stuff, more short, square hands as well. And your hair length is not, I wouldn't say it's long or it's short. It's somewhere in between, probably a little bit longer than shoulder length if you're a female. And if you're a male, more of a tousled, kind of wavy, longer cut for a male. Okay, so if you pick number 1, this is how I would describe you physically. Also, as I'm putting this away, I do want to say that probably not as many like moles or birthmarks or marks on your body, a very clean, clear complexion. Okay, so if you pick number 1, that is what I see. Let's move on. Number 2. If you picked number 2, we have the Empress. Follow your own rhythm. Understanding, and Beauty. So because we're looking at physical features today, we're not really going to pay attention to the meanings of the cards, except for the first one, which is the Empress. So if you pick number 2, you probably have very feminine features, very curvy features, more delicate features, more paler skin, lighter complexion, all of those kind of things, pronounced waist and curves. So even if you're skinnier, you would have a very pronounced waist. We get follow your rhythm. And to me, when I pull this card in this context, it's pointing towards having those curves in the waist, maybe fuller hips, but skinnier build, more airy, you know, you have length to you. You could be a little bit above average height. If you're a female, you could be around like 5'6", 5'7", 5'8". And if you're a male, average height, around 6 feet tall. But this is somebody who's going to have long fingers, larger feet, long legs, especially in the calves and thighs, more pronounced curves and features that way. If you're a female, a bigger bust. We can get that from the Empress card. Out of all of your most distinguishable features, I would definitely say it's your eyes. We get this card, Understanding, which has a focus on the eyes. So I would say that if you picked this number 2, one of your most pronounced features is your eyes, which I feel are very round. Although this coloring is brown, I feel like your eyes are actually more of like a hazel coloring. So your eyes are very, very pronounced. So very pronounced eyes, probably a little bit more closer together, but very large, maybe even a bit oversized for the face, but very, very beautiful. We also get this card, Beauty. So your hair is, I would call it like a dirty blonde, a very, very light brown. Maybe you could call it a dirty blonde, but I'm gonna say a very, very light brown coloring. Probably very pronounced natural blush. So your cheeks and your lips have a very natural tinge to them, a very coral natural tinge, where maybe you have very pale features and your lips naturally stand out, very distinguishable. If you pick number 2, I would say that you don't have as much as sharp of angles on your face. So you're somebody who has a more rounded features, fuller cheeks, a more rounded, soft jaw, full lips, but nothing extreme, very normal sized lips. Again, a little bit of above average height. What else is coming through? Very clear complexion. I don't see freckles. I don't see a lot of moles. I don't see a lot of birthmarks. Very, very clear complexion. As far as hair goes, I would actually say that you have a hair length that's just above your shoulders. So a little bit of a shorter hair length, but you definitely are somebody who transitions. So you'll grow it out long and then you'll chop it off. And you'll grow it out long and then you'll chop it off. Straighter hair though, I don't see that it has a bunch of waves or curls. It's more naturally straight. What else? What else? What else? What else is coming through? A longer neck. I feel like you guys would have a longer neck as well, and a long torso. So a very long torso on you as well. Also, the one thing I am seeing is you may have like a beauty mark just above your lips. I know I said a clear complexion, but you may have a beauty mark like somewhere around your jaw or your lips, but just like one, and it stands out distinctively against your skin tone, which is again a paler, more whitish skin tone. So if you pick number 2, this is what I see. All right, let's move on to number 3. Let's move on to number 3. If you pick number 3, we have the Page of Cups. She feels she knows. Childlike expression and unleash your creativity. So I want to start with the first thing. I feel like you're younger, and even if you are, as you get older, you maintain that youthful, younger look. We do get the Page of Cups, which represents a younger person. So I do feel like you're either physically younger right now, and even as you age though, you'll maintain that kind of more innocent baby face. We also get childlike expression. So again, there's there's an innocence to you. There's a quality that is, you don't look your age. You look substantially younger than your age. I also feel that you may be shorter too. So on the shorter end of the spectrum. If you're a male, you would be right around like 5'9", 5'10". And if you're a female, you would be under 5'4", so 5'4" and under. The other thing that comes up is I feel like you have kind of like a more of a, what's a good word for it? Like a lighter olive skin tone. So you're not quite pale or a lighter complexion, but you're not quite dark, somewhere in between. Fuller lips, a little bit of a bigger nose, and your jawline, a very heart-shaped jawline. a very full featured face, where you have very distinguishable features with your nose and with your lips, but yet your jawline and your cheekbones may be softer but more full. I also feel like you have darker hair, so very, very dark brown or black, but you may put highlights in it, or you may color it like bright colors sometimes, like go for something a little bit more exotic, like dyeing it blue or dyeing it purple or adding those highlights. There's colors in your hair, as we can see here, but I do feel like you have a darker hair. The other thing about you is that you may be somebody who has a lot of tattoos, or somebody who is, you know, does a lot with piercings and tattoos and things like that, morphing with the body. What else is coming through? Let's see. As far as your body build goes, I think that you are shorter, and you are you're not super skinny. You do have curves, and you do have fuller features that way. So if you're a female, you would have a medium-sized bust, or an average to a little large. Your features would be like, you would have big hips and a big butt. Okay, you may even be a Sagittarius, because Sagittariuses tend to have that bigger hip and butt area. So maybe a smaller waist, smaller stomach in comparison to your hips, more pear-shaped. What else? It's interesting though. I feel like your eyebrows wouldn't be a distinguishing feature. They'd be like a little bit smaller, a little bit skinnier. I think that's all I have to say. So if you pick number 3, that is what I see for you. All right, let's move on. Finally, we have number 4. If you pick number 4, we have the Page of Swords. Bring into form, going beyond normal, an inner child. Okay, so because this is reading on your physical features, we're not going to look at the meaning of the cards as much. We're going to look at the artwork on them. The only exception is with this card. The Page of Swords tells me that you're probably more of an air sign, so you're probably skinnier, smaller boned, average height though. I wouldn't say that you're short, and distinguishably long legs. Your legs are a big feature on you. You could also be a runner or something, because you most likely have very muscular, fit, tight, long legs. We also get this card, which tells me eye color wise, I would say you have like bluish colored eyes. And I do feel that you have a very diamond shaped jawline. This is a good example. See her jawline? A very diamond shaped jawline, very pointy chin. I would say that your hair is kind of a lighter brown, more ash toned coloring. It is long. I do feel like you guys have long hair, and it has a slight wave to it, but generally speaking, it's more straight. Also, normal sized lips, nothing like that. You could have freckles or a lot of moles or markings on your skin, natural markings. Skin tone wise, I would say there's two combinations here. You could have a very, very pale complexion, so very, very white. But I also feel like some of you could have more of a darker black skin tone. The other feature I'm seeing with you guys is almond-shaped eyes. A more, I don't think either one of these have, this one has slightly almond, but very almond eyes, distinguishable eyes. Soft features, you don't have like extreme jawline, but you do have very full, very youthful cheeks. I also feel that you have a very, very skinny stomach and small waist. So your bone structure is very small. The other aspects are, let me see, if you're a woman, I feel like you actually could have a very full chest. If you're a male, you would have a very, very tight waist, but you would also, for some reason, very easily tone up or be very toned. Let's see what else comes through. Bigger feet. I do feel like you have bigger feet compared to what the average would be. If you're a male, you could have very, very short hair. And again, if you're a female, I would say longer hair. So something right around your waist or right beneath your breasts. What else? What else? I think that's it. So if you pick number 4, that is how I would physically describe you guys. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading.